Hey Internet, Eric here again, back with another movie review. Requested by my friend Mel. Movie I'm reviewing today, or in this video, is, she said, you know what, Eric, it's 25 years that this movie came out, why don't you do a review? I'm like, okay, I guess, Child's Play 2, happy 25th anniversary, I guess. I know it's a shitty way to kind of introduce this video, but hey, it is what it is. Child's Play 2 is directed by John LaFia, and once again, it's got Alex Vincent playing young Andy Barclay, Brad Dourif fantastically voicing the killer doll Chucky. We have Elise, recognizable character actor Garrett Graham, and that's it. Once again, written by Don Mancini. Now, I'm a huge fan of the original Child's Play. Loved it. And I think that's the problem with Child's Play 2, is because Child's Play, the original one, was so great, it's hard to follow it up. It's like I mentioned, what did I say? Ghostbusters 2 in one of my videos. Ghostbusters was so fantastic, it's hard to follow up that. And I think that's where Ghostbusters 2 got a lot of flack. Same with Predator 2. Predator was fantastic. Predator 2, not so much. But the thing is, you see that, with those films, the sequels tried to take it in a different route. Here, this is pretty much the same cookie-cutter slasher film, just with a killer doll. Anyways, here we go, Child's Play 2. And if you're new to my channel, I do discuss these films with spoilers, but again, I mentioned this movie is 25 fucking years old. It's a sequel to Child's Play, so do you really care if any of this is spoiled? No? Good, because if you did, I'm wondering what the hell's your problem. Why are you worried about Child's Play 2 being spoiled for you? But, here we go. Alright. Andy Barclay, played by Alex Vincent, is now in foster care, because I believe his mom is now basically in the psych ward after the events of the first film, and we never find out what happened to Chris Sarandon's character, the policeman from the first film. And Andy is in foster care, and he's going from family to family. They're trying to place him. And as this is happening, the Good Guy Factory, the toy company, is trying to get, back on their feet after the events of all the bad press from, Andy's story. One fucking kid says, my doll tried to kill me and it was possessed by that serial killer, Charles Lee Ray. You're going to get some bad press. Now, for some fucking reason, they still have the doll from the first film. And as they're putting that doll back together, I don't know why you would put the same fucking doll back together, but they do. Eventually, when they finalize putting that doll back together, it brings Chucky back to life, and it causes the death of the worker who is doing that. And it's done in a very good way. I really enjoy it. But it makes you wonder, why the fuck would you still, if that doll, was, the doll that was involved in the story of the first film, why isn't it in the police locker, evidence locker, and B, if it just killed someone, why are you still going to put it out on the market? Whatever. It's a fucking Child's Play film. Go with it. So that's happening. Eventually, Andy is put into foster care with his husband and wife, and they also have an older foster care daughter, played by Elise. Her name is Kyle. And as that family's trying to learn to live with each other, Chucky finds out where Andy lives, goes, takes the place of the good guy doll that was already in the house, and eventually he tries to take the soul of Andy, transfer his soul into Andy's body so he can be human again. When he does this, he kills the step-parents, and eventually Kyle and Andy get together in this final climax with Chucky in the good guy doll's factory. And then they take out Chucky, and that's how it ends. Very cookie cutter. Very typical slasher film. Yeah. That's really all there is to it. There's not a lot to describe when it comes to this. I mean, Brad Dourif is still on. You know, he's made Chucky his character. I mean, this is, and the thing is, you think of it this way, this is just voice acting. I mean, Brad Dourif can show up in a fucking robe and boxer shorts, you know, fucking Cheetos in his beard, and just give a shitty voice performance, but he doesn't. He really puts everything into bringing Chucky to life, you know, no pun intended. Now, the animatronics have gotten a lot better, you know, with Chucky. They're able to make him snarl better. They fix his brow. The voice not the voice, but the mouth animatronics works a lot better than it was in the first one, because the first one was kind of shitty. Alex Vincent as Andy, he's the same as he was in the first film. You know, Christine Elise does a very good job. Christine Elise as Kyle. She starts off as, you know, great, who the fuck is this kid? Don't worry, I'm not going to get attached to you because I'm going to get kicked out of here in 2 weeks anyway, type of character. And eventually, after the events that happen, she's obviously, you know, she doesn't want Andy to die, but she's taken on the form or the role of protector and big sister for Andy. Garrett Graham plays the foster father, don't know foster mother. They're very decent. You know, they seem like a typical foster parent. You know, couple of parents. They do a good job of. They realize Andy's been through a lot of trauma, and they want to make Andy stay with their pleasant stay, but they also are not going to put up with any shit. Like, because, you know, Andy's still terrified of dolls and this and that, and they're like, you know, eventually, Andy, you're going to have to get past this. And they do. It's very believable, very good. The gore in this isn't too over the top. There's some scenes here, you know, a lot of the deaths here are off screen. Like the foster mother's death is off screen. There's one lady who was stabbed, and like the blood just kind of spurts. Nothing too overly graphic. I think here, I mean, the first death when Chucky comes back to life by that worker in the factory is very well done. There's another death with a factory worker when Chucky and Kyle and Andy end up in, you know, the factory at the end of the movie. His death is very interesting, not really enticing, or, you know, it's memorable, but it's not that great. I don't really care for it. My favorite death here is Garrett Graham, and he's the stepfather, and I won't say how, but it involves him getting his neck broken. And I love this scene because there's a lot of tension built up. I mean, Chucky's in hiding. Garrett Graham is actually confronting Andy here. Chucky makes his move. Garrett Graham sees Chucky, wonders, you know, what the fuck is going on? And then he's scared shitless. Chucky says his one-liner, which isn't so bad. Does what he does to cause Garrett to break his neck, you know, and what's good here is the sound effect, because when I don't want to say how it happens, but when it happens, you hear that sound effect. It's done very well. I do enjoy, you know, the score is very well done. The score is very intense in parts. I do enjoy when they finally get to the Good Guy Doll factory and they're running for their lives from Chucky. They're in basically like a maze of Good Guy Doll boxes, and you don't know which one Chucky's going to jump out of. So that is very well done. There is a scene where Chucky eventually loses his hand, and he has to put a switchblade, you know, in the stump. So that's a cool twist. I really enjoy that. But overall, it just seems like it's just this. It's the first movie done over. So I don't think it just holds up too well if you're a huge fan of the original. Now, if you thought the original was just okay, you know, maybe you pop this in to see where the story goes. But yeah, I don't really think this was anything too special. I mean, I'll watch it if it's on TV, but you know what? As you can see, I still got it on VHS, so I haven't found a reason to upgrade. And then the way they take care of Chucky, I don't like. It's too, and it sounds really stupid, being that this is the sequel to a movie about a killer doll. it's done too cartoonish. I don't like the way they take out Chucky at all. And I'll leave that surprise to you guys. However, like I said, overall, nothing special, not bad. Mel, I'll say it's better than My Boyfriend's Back. It's better than Child's Play 3. But Child's Play 3, that's not saying much. So, yeah, you know. And the thing is, you know, yeah, watch it strictly for Brad Dourif. You know, this man is fantastic as Chucky. How else do you make a killer doll menacing? Because it's just a little fucking doll. You can step on the goddamn thing. I mean, I have a 3.5-year-old daughter here at home. She's got some creepy fucking looking dolls here, but they're not menacing. Brad Dourif here does make Chucky scary and intimidating. So, yeah, in the end, worth a watch to see where, you know, the story goes. Don't expect anything great or groundbreaking because it's just part 1 with part 2 slapped in the title and some, you know, throwaway characters. That's it. Sorry, Mel. I think you were probably expecting more praise, but not going to do it. But yeah, worth a watch. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you want to. Please comment below. If not, whatever. No one's really watching this channel anyway, but I'm going to keep doing it because I enjoy it. So yeah. Thank you. Cheers, and whatever you do, don't really watch Child's Play 3.